Hi, and welcome back to my Guitar Pro tutorials. My name is Ryan, because I'm going to go into how to use the scale setting to very quickly have an intuitive idea of what you're writing as opposed to just putting in a bunch of numbers on lines like you normally would. So let's get started. So what I have pulled up here as an example is Oye Como Va, and in the past what we've done is recreated the song I have on the screen, but we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to recreate the scale that Santana uses to play this song. So the scale that he likes to use in the song and a lot of his music is something called the Dorian scale. If you're not familiar with your modes, it's a really quite interesting subject and worthwhile learning on guitar. So check this out. We've got the Dorian scale here. I'm going to create a new file and use whatever guitar you like. As long as it has 6 strings, you're good. So we'll go with electric guitar and a little overdrive. Why not? And create. We're going to use this function up here that opens up a scale right there. So you can see all of the notes on this scale. Now, what you're going to have to do is click on this options gear and change it to the scale that you want. Now, I was just playing with this, so it was already on the one I want, but let's say that it's defaulting to the major scale, which it normally will be. Then you just scroll down the list until you see the scale that you want, in this case, the Dorian scale. And then under intervals, it says key note, and that's your root note that we want to start on. Normally it defaults to C, but we want the A Dorian, so we're going to change that to an A. And then you can change this if you would like. We're just going to leave it alone and click the X, and now our fretboard view reflects the A Dorian scale. So you might already see where I'm going with this. Now I have all the right notes. I'm just going to click on an A, and what's really neat about this is you can choose what part of the neck you want to play the Dorian scale. So you could click on A anywhere. So I'm going to start here on the 5th fret, and then I'm just going to click right on the arrow key and just go to the next note in the scale. Right on the arrow key, go to the next note in the scale. And you just keep doing that until you get back to A. So I only have an octave so far. In my other file here, I do 2 octaves, so going all the way up to a high C. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to do the same thing here. So back to this tab. And there we go. I didn't really have to think about that. I didn't even really have to look at this, as a matter of fact. Like, we normally have to have this as a reference, but you don't need it in this case. You just need to open this fretboard view and do your scale. Let's say that you don't want to play this in the middle of the neck. Maybe you're more of a beginner, but you still want to learn some of these interesting scales. And maybe you're more comfortable in the open position, meaning the first 3 frets and open strings. So let's get rid of this and start with an A on the open 5th. Let's actually go back to the beginning here. So A on the open 5th string, right on the arrow key, right on the arrow key. We'll just keep going like that. There. And there we go. We've got another way to play the Dorian scale. So this kind of does 2 things for you. You can quickly tab out songs that you know are in a particular scale. Or if you're just working on scales in general, just pull open Guitar Pro, fretboard view up here, and go after it. That's all I got for you today. Good luck.